We have a trade alert. So the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns have reached an agreement in principle on a trade for Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant is going to the Houston Rockets, and in return, the Phoenix Suns are going to get Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, a first round pick, the number 10 pick, a second round pick, two 2026 second round picks, a 2030 second round pick, and a 2032 second round pick as well. Okay, now this dropped last week, June 22nd. So that would have been over a week ago. So it's July 1st. So I'm recording this late because I've been waiting to catch up with all the free agency and everything, and I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos today, tomorrow, this whole week. So pack your lunch, kids. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. But let's look at the implications here of the salary cap just for this trade alone. If you look at the Phoenix Sun side of things, they get Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. So they get a little bit younger at the guard position. They're still way over the cap. Okay. And as of this recording, Bradley Beal is still on the team. So I'm waiting for that news to drop. And once it does, then I'll drop another video about Bradley Beal being traded or bought out or whatever they're going to do. I can see a scenario where they're going to buy him out because DeAndre Ayton for the Portland Trailblazers got bought out. And nobody even thought he was a buyout candidate. So there's totally a possibility that Bradley Beal could be bought out. I think the Suns are moving on. They're going to go in a different direction. And it'll be quite interesting to see what they do next. Okay. They haven't been players at all in free agency because they're way over. They did make a trade with the Charlotte Hornets, and I wonder if it showed up. It is here. Okay, so I'm going to add that to this trade, which is Mark Williams to the Suns, and the Hornets received Minchik, the number 29 pick, a 2029 first round pick. Okay, so let's look at that implication of those deals together. And if I find anything else that's kind of connected together, I'd rather talk about it all in one video than do individual videos. I'm just playing catch up right now anyway. So once I catch up, then I'll start dropping videos that are more separate. But see, like here's another one. The Phoenix Suns traded away the number 52 and 59 pick to the Warriors for the 41 pick. Okay. They just traded a bunch of draft picks. So you have, they did have some movement, but this was later in the week. This was the 26th. So that would have been later in the week, last week. So you can see that they are wheeling and dealing, but the big trade was Kevin Durant because that's really the first domino that fell. And that was the day of Game 7 of the NBA Finals. So the Suns have been busy. They've had a busy week already. And it'll be interesting to see what else they do to get the team kind of retooled. Now, the Houston Rockets, on the other hand, they've really done a lot. And so let me just kind of highlight what the Suns did. They traded a bunch of picks to the Nets and to the Warriors. Okay, that was kind of their secondary trades. Then they traded for with the Hornets, Mark Williams. Okay, so they've done a couple moves. And then let's see if they've done anything else since then besides the Durant trade. Not really. So the Durant trade was the big trade. Okay, and now they're just doing smaller moves. So they're accumulating draft picks. Mind you, some of these trades were after the draft. Some were before. Yeah, these were all after the draft because the draft, it might have been the second day of the draft, but it was just to accumulate assets with the draft. Okay, so that's what they were doing with that. But you can see based on, and I'll get rid of the Hornets for a second, just so we can look at the Suns. So if you look at their payroll, we can see that they're way over, right? Mark Williams has got a team option, which they're obviously going to pick up. But you can see the flexibility that they have. And Bradley Beal really is on a 1-year deal now because, yes, he has a player option, but he's going to get bought out. If he's traded or he stays, I think they're going to just buy him out. I don't think they're going to continue to pay him when he's the oldest player on the team now by far. And I just don't see it. Okay. So the Suns are kind of stationary right now. If they made a Bradley Beal trade, then they would be able to have a little more flexibility with free agency, but I don't really see that happening. But let's look at the Rockets now and see if they've done any more deals. They have re-signed Jabari Smith Jr. They gave him a 5-year contract on top of his rookie scale deal, so he's locked up for 6 years. Fred VanVleet has been re-signed for 2 years and I think $50 million. They re-signed Steven Adams. They traded for KD. And there was a move that they made yesterday, which was the first day of free agency, June 30th. And it's not showing up here yet, but I'll kind of give you the framework of it. It was the Lakers player, what's his name? Dorian Finney-Smith. He opted out of his player option and signed a 4-year deal with the Rockets. So he is going to the Rockets. Okay. So they're adding a power forward to the team. And they're pretty well built out. I think they're building the team up and they're spending where they need to spend to really be competitive. And I think that the Rockets are in the right move, the right space to be making moves and to make things happen like that. So that's the trade. This was kind of the first big trade of the offseason, was Kevin Durant going to the Rockets, and that dropped the day of Game 7 of the Finals. So that's the trade alert. Thanks for checking out Sports by Cap here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can get an update anytime we upload new content, and check out the latest episodes from the show right here